Hey there, Darkstar here. Trying another 737 mission. I'm gonna be pretty quiet through most of this, so hardly anybody joins the stream anyway, so not that big a deal. I'm just doing it to record it and for evidence, really. I guess while I can here, I'll walk through what I'm doing. So setting up the ILS frequencies on this panel. We pulled up our ILS approach here. I do not know what this means. I guess we'll hope it's this first one. 10970. 10970. Okay. We're set up for the arrival on that. Now, I believe normally they would set up to the airport you're departing from in case you needed to go around and land in an emergency. But I'm just setting it up for the arrival, and then our course is here. So we want to get this to 105. Probably would have been better to go the other way. And then we dial it in on this one as well. 105. Now we want to get our cruise altitude on here. I think that was 350.
Fuel gauge reads 50%, Captain. Captain, we're down to only 25% of fuel.
That's okay, we can add more fuel here. I don't want to add too much because I'm gonna try to skip to descent again, even though it seems to be failing. Okay, so what do we need to do here? Request pushback clearance.
Houston ground Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Gate Delta 7 information Bravo. Request pushback. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Houston ground. Pushback approved.
You can see down here, so I'm taking the brakes off.
Houston ground Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 requesting pushback. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 pushback request accepted.
Tobar is set, Captain. You're cleared to start engines. Pushback complete, Captain.
Houston ground, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 requesting pushback. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 pushback request accepted.
Pushback complete, Captain. Tow bar is set, Captain. You're cleared to start engines.
Houston ground, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 with Bravo ready to taxi IFR. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 taxi to and hold short of runway tree are using taxiway November Bravo November Golf November Charlie November Foxtrot November Romeo Whiskey Bravo Whiskey Golf Whiskey Alpha Whiskey November. Contact tower on 135. 15 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway tree are via taxiway November Bravo November Golf November Charlie November Foxtrot November Romeo Whiskey Bravo Whiskey Golf Whiskey Alpha Whiskey November Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. all passengers, our captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please stow your hand luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Make sure your seat back and folding trays are in full upright position. If you are seated near an emergency exit, carefully read the special instructions card located by your seat. A reminder that this is non-smoking flight, including the lavatories. If you have any questions, feel free to ask one of our attendants. Thank you.
Hey there. Just beating my head against one of these 737 flights to see if we can make it work.
Houston Tower, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 at runway Tree are ready for departure IFR to Piarco.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 altimeter Tree 018. Cleared for takeoff runway Tree R.
Cleared for takeoff runway Tree are Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. To all passengers, please fasten your seatbelts and secure all baggage underneath your seat or in the overhead compartments. Place your seats and table trays in the upright position. Turn off all personal electronic devices including laptops and cell phones and prepare for takeoff.
Okay, just doing some final checks that everything's set up. We are not. Get our flaps and trim set. I might not use this because we got to turn around and go the other way once we take off. Okay. All right. Enable takeoff mode.
Rotate.
There we go. Alright. I don't see autopilot on.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact Houston departure on 13225. Good day.
132. 25 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Houston departure Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 is at 1,300 feet climbing FL Tree 50. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Houston departure altimeter Tree 018 radar contact continue. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact Houston Center on 1 Tree. 4. Good day. Going to 1 Tree. 4 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Houston Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 is at 8,900 feet climbing FL Tree 50.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Houston Center.
Didn't get my
altimeter
flaps up
30.
earlier.
18 radar contact continued to BODLL. Passing 10,000 feet. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact Houston departure on 1 Tree 25. Good day.
1 Tree 25 for Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
I do think they've done a pretty good job on the clouds. Except for that kind of effect. Oh man, look at this. Okay, we should be turning to the right here. Good. See, we must... This should be above. We should be climbing. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I like this. So I think this out here should be Galveston area. Hey, welcome aboard. Doing a 737 flight. So we're just climbing out here. Bye. Let's set our arrival. Okay. So it looks like we've going direct in. I would assume that's what's here as well. I wonder if it makes sense to curry. Shark. Let's do curry. Okay, see that's curry. Hey, welcome aboard. Just doing a 737 flight. They keep not working for me. All right, we've reached our cruise altitude.
Good morning to all passengers. This is your captain speaking. Today I'm assisted by co-pilot Chadwick Myers. Welcome aboard flight DST-28 inbound to Tinapuna. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 35,500 feet and at an airspeed of 250 knots. It's 9:17 a.m. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
really wish sim rate worked better on the 737. Why did it just throttle back so hard? That was weird. Can't see here very well. It's gonna be the most boring live stream ever. But when this fails, I want evidence of it. Maybe it'll work. It seems like if you don't skip anything, then things work better, but... Well, this is very exciting. It looks like we have a step climb scheduled. Let's see what we have. VNAV, I believe. Step climb to 390. We probably have to get permission. Did we miss a transition?
Houston Center, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208FL Tree 50.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Houston Center radar contact. Continue to DTSLB. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact Houston Center on 134. Niner, good day.
Houston Center on 1394. Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Boeing Delta.
Going to 134. Niner Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
The other thing I didn't do is set my flight identifier. Where do we do that? Flight number, I think we'll do it. So we are Delta Sierra Tango 208. Put that in as flight number, and then it shows up here. Back to our arrival. We selected Curry. That was our takeoff. Now we need to do approach. So we'll say, like, select this one and paste it down here. So we're going to want to land with 40 degrees of flaps at 142 knots. Assuming, which is incorrect, that all of our weights and everything are correct. Kind of assume they're not, probably, but all right, let's go ahead and switch.
Houston Center, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208FL Tree 50.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Houston Center radar contact. Continue to DTSLB.
Okay. I should probably get used to doing this more by hand. So here's the COM. So we just went to 134.9. I wish we had like charts that we could use, because I suspect normally you would go ahead and dial in the next frequency here, right, and then be ready to just swap it when they tell you to hand off to the next one. So, but we're going to want to request a altitude increase at our scheduled step climb where we find on VNAV. So since we're at 350 and we want to go to 390, we're gonna want to go up 4,000, but not for a while. We'll probably get several handoffs before we are ready to do that. My understanding that's done for fuel efficiency reasons. When you first start off, you're very heavy with fuel, so it costs more to climb. So there's like some calculation that's like, okay, climb to here and then climb to there, and then we'll go up to 390. I do not know how to use this little clock thing. I kind of wish that when you did this, it would generate a new entry on here and you could see your ongoing elapsed time. Maybe you can. So you start a timer and then you stop it. Oh, but see, it didn't change the elapsed time. I also wonder what this symbol is here. That's kind of interesting. It's not related to the clock, is it? Nope. Hello, new viewer person. We're doing a 737 flight from Houston down to wherever this is. I don't know, maybe some part of Venezuela? Airport is TTPP. I looked it up. I'm not... So far, haven't found where it is. Yarko International Airport.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact Miami Center on 124. 7, good day.
124. 7 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Okay, 1247.
Miami Center, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 50.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Miami Center radar contact. Continue to SKPL.
Alright. 320 nautical miles and then step climb. It says it is in 361 nautical miles. So. Let's see if we can bump up the sim rate one more. You can see by the seconds ticking down here we're a little bit accelerated. Okay. See how that works for a while. See, starting to do that bounce thing. As long as the air is really still, it seems to be okay, but just a little bump. Time to serve meals.
Our crew will now start serving lunch. Please make sure your tray table is in the upright position. Enjoy.
So coming up here is Cuba. So we'll fly across Cuba. This down here is Jamaica. And this over here is the Dominican Republic. And I'm not sure what this is. Let's see. Oh, Haiti, right, of course.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact Havana Center on 135. Good day. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, give me a second.
135. 1 for Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
1351. 135. Too far. Okay. 1351. Swap. Contact.
Havana Center, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 50.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Havana Center radar contact. Continue to cable.
Okay, so Haiti and the Dominican Republic and then Puerto Rico over here. Oh, okay, interesting. So I guess this is Trinidad here. And Tobago up here. Trinidad and Tobago is a dual island Caribbean nation near Venezuela with distinctive Creole traditions and cuisines. Let's go ahead and request our altitude increase by 4,000 feet. We're going to do the step climb early.
Havana Center, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Request FL Tree 90.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 climb and maintain FL Tree 90.
Climb and maintain FL Tree 90, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
There's our climb. So I don't know what the right way to do it is, but I have seen people do this altitude change and then use altitude intervention to do it. You can also do it and do a level change, so I'm not sure why they have both. It looks like this one's tied into the speed knob. Maybe if you're doing level change, it gives you manual speed control or something. But why are our flight directors off? That's odd. I guess I never turned them on. Alright, and now step climb is gone here. And I believe that at some point we should be able to manually initiate our descent. But once again, I don't see that option on this page. I think it's supposed to be on this page.
Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact Havana Center on 120. 25. Good day.
1202.
120. 25 for Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Havana Center, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 is at FL Tree 65, climbing FL Tree 90.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Havana Center radar contact. Continue to cable.
I guess it beat me to it. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing things a little bit more accurately or manually. You can get away with skipping a lot. One thing I'm watching for is I want our wing fuel to get down, and then I think we're supposed to turn back on the center pumps here. I guess we could, oh. We'll leave those on auto. Got like, I don't don't know how you set up the lights either. One thing we could do, so there are checklists. We can go over here and we can go to checklists, and you can set these on like expert, and then you can go through and do all these different checklists. So we could do let's see, so we did not do this, we did that roughly. Yeah, we did that. We did takeoff. We did V1, rotate. Well, we didn't announce it, but gear up, climb. Now my understanding is they do this at about 10,000 feet, and that's one thing I wish they would work on these checklists, is making them a little more maybe accurate to at least somebody's policies and procedures. Okay, we did this, we did this, we did this, we have sort of prepared for the approach. I think I did that. Yep, standard. That's this button right here. These are off. So next we would start our descent. So when we get ready to descend, we'll dial in our descent altitude here. We'll put our engines on continuous. I think that restarts them if they die, these two switches. We will turn the fasten seatbelt signs on. Does this talk about fasten seatbelt signs? See, it does not, right? Probably should. It'd also be really nice if they had tutorials on how to fly some of these key planes anyway. I understand not having it on every single plane, but see, this is as far out as we can zoom. Below 15,000 feet, okay. Let's just double check our ILS frequencies are still dialed in. Looks good. Both courses are good. Okay, I think we can cruise here for a little bit. So welcome to my new series of how to bore everyone to tears for hours. Oops, we don't want to do that. I think we're finally to Cuba. I'm going to try and get the sim rate back up. We'll go up 1 notch. Make sure that stabilizes. And then 1 more. You can see it getting excited here. What? You picked the route, man. See, we're still on 12025, right? Okay, back down 1. Let's see if we can see our total. We can see our ETA, I guess. If we knew the current time, 16:01. Okay, so basically that's like, you know, 22 minutes, hour 30, hour 50. But that only gets us to here. Oh, next page. Okay, there we go. Just Shark.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact center on 1 Tree. 7. Good day.
Going to 1 Tree. 7 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
133. Oops. 7. 1337.
Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 90. Radar contact, continue to Albas.
So 3 hours to go of flight. Now, one thing interesting is our tanks are imbalanced, and I could never figure out how to get this to balance them. I don't know if you can. Like, in theory, you would think if you turn off these pumps, right, that it would stop using fuel out of this tank. Let's see if that's true. this hasn't gone down, but I don't think this one has either. We have a fuel caution.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact Havana Center on 123.7. Good day.
1237.
Going to 123. 7 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
One, 237.
Havana Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 90.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Havana. Center radar contact. Continue to GASPA.
Yep. I may regret this, but I'm going to turn the center pumps off too. Okay, this is definitely going down now. This one went down too though, didn't it? $18.40. $18.30, yeah. Maybe these pumps don't do what I think they do. We now riot about the cabin. So I wonder if you're supposed to run the wing tanks down? But I would imagine you don't want to leave the center pumps off when the wings run out because you might not get any fuel. So you just get them kind of low and then switch. Switch it back on now. See what happens over the next little while. What happened to our throttle? Did I accidentally click it? Suppose we could leave it off like that. Might not bounce as much. No, that's slowing down. All right, we are almost to the other side of Cuba now. See, we're past the halfway mark. We are real time 1 hour and 40 minutes into the flight. They're not changing much now. Still don't see a top of descent on here, so see Sylvia's here. My guess is it'll be somewhere in these segments, maybe closer to here. It's always hard to tell the scale. I wonder if there's some way to, like in some of these, you can like just kind of skip to the next waypoint and it'll move the map to there, so you can kind of scan ahead, but like in more detail. Is there anything like that on here? I know we can go to flight plan mode here. I don't think that helps us. Map mode, VOR mode, and approach mode. This is for setting minimums and the altimeter. Go HPA mode. You can see a little bit further here, but see, there's terrain. Position data. I don't know what that gives us. Altitude constraints and ETAs on here. Airports. Possible waypoints. Stations. And weather.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please acknowledge.
124. 5 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Let's see. 124. 50.
Port-au-Prince Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 90.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 Port-au-Prince, center radar contact. Continue to PIDL.
You can't fool me. You're the same guy I was just talking to. I wonder if we should go up higher. Let's just see if they'll let us. Let's see, we're at 39, so 40, go up to 44 maybe?
Port-au-Prince Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Request FL 440.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, request denied.
Oh man. Guess we're stuck here. Okay, let's try to sim rate back up again. Because it is almost midnight. So one interesting thing I've noticed about sim rate is it doesn't change clock time. So this is real time, and this is like sim elapsed time. It takes into account the sim rate, but these are reducing. The more we fly at an accelerated sim rate, our arrival time is getting earlier in the day. That's true if you skip to descent also, it doesn't skip forward in time. Can we go 3 notches up? It never works very well. for long. That's 3. Back down to 2. I'm gonna try 4 real quick. Nope. Our passengers are gonna get really angry. Let's go back to map mode, no, flight plan mode here. Ah, okay. So now we can start to see our little top of descent here. An end of descent. We could descend early though if we want. Sometimes ATC will give you an early descent. Also, let's see, what do we got over here? We got our VNav. Yeah, there's still no command the descent option. I wonder what this is. Are you supposed to copy this? Nope. Paste it into that.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact Santo Domingo Center on 126. Niner, good day.
126. Niner for Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
126-9er. I'm just gonna let it do it for now.
Santo Domingo Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 90.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, Santo Domingo, center radar contact. Continue to TCAL.
Alrighty, let's confirm our ILS approach. Data. Course 105. 109.7 on both. We're initially going to descend to 4100, so that will be our descent. We're ready for that. 4100. Curry, Shark. This is the way we're coming in. Okay, and let's set radar minimums 270. So, nope. Oh. It's so hard to dial this in because it starts skipping faster. Oh, come on. Okay. So next is Tikal. So we should be at a heading of about 135 degrees. That's what we got. One thing I think we can do. I wonder if we can we want the DHG VOR, which is 1116.6. Okay. So now in theory, yeah, it should show up here. So we have the DHG VOR, and we are currently 103 nautical miles from it. And if we go here, okay. Yeah. So we can see we're along this bearing, 49. So you can also, if you can get another one like on the other side, you can, you know, find where you are from both VORs and then cross-reference your current position just to make sure you're in the right place. Okay. And then we will go back to our ILS, which has no data now. And we'll put our course back on here, which was 105. Interesting. do know that over here, these larger knob sliders change the brightness on these displays. I can't tell that this one does anything. I think it should be the contrast. This lights up the lights on the panel. Like that. And I can't tell that any of these do anything either. I forgot to put the sim rate back up. Of course, we also have the heads-up display here that we can use. It shows you where your horizon is, flight path marker. The little circle, I believe, is the flight director, and the other one is your actual. And then, of course, it's very similar to this. It's got your pitch, speed, altitude, heading selector. But it doesn't seem to be, and by the way, it does sort of work like this in real life too. No matter where you look at it, it's kind of projecting it out into the world in a fixed position. So you don't have to like be in a certain position in the plane to see it correctly. That's kind of cool. Oh, and you can change the brightness here so you can see it better. Winds at 50.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact Curacao Center on 124. 1. Good day.
Going to 124. 1 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
1241.
Curacao Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 90.
8 Curacao. Center radar contact. Continue to Silva.
You betcha. sim rate back up. Two hours into the flight now. But of course, you know, almost 3.5 have elapsed. Let's get our airport back over here. Airport facility chart. Ground chart. Okay, so it's a single runway. South terminal, north terminal. I think we're coming in, I think this way, right? Yeah, it should be runway 10. Yeah, runway 10. So taxiway probably be either Alpha 2 or Alpha 3 depending on where we stop. And then Alpha, Zulu, and then to our final gate. Alright, top of descents. Closer.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact Makishia Center on 124. Good day.
124. For Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Okay, 1204.
Makishia Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 FL Tree 90.
Makishia Center radar contact. Continue to op.
I wish we could talk to other pilots. Or maybe we can, I don't know. I think I have live on. Hopefully we'll only have one more handoff here. Maybe two. I just cannot get it up to the third notch of sim rate for very long. Goes crazy. So I heard of a 1 in 3 rule for descent. I think it's... I can't remember which way it was now. Is it 1 nautical mile for every 3,000? I think it's for every 1,000 feet of altitude, you need 3 nautical miles. If so, our top of descent would be, what, 120 nautical miles out, roughly? Let's see what we can see on the... So we know it's near Reenup. Up here. I don't know what this distance is. But that could be about right? 120. I'm assuming Reenup to Curry is, I don't know. Curry to Shark. See, Curry to Shark is real short. So Curry to Shark must be 5. So that's 110 plus another 10. 11, whatever. And then 4 more from here to the runway. Nope. That sounds like a pretty good guess. And as we get closer to here, we should be able to sort of estimate that distance better here too. So right now we're like 300 total nautical miles maybe. Coming up on 160 from top of descent. One thing I like to do here is before, well, doesn't seem to be any good way to do it here. But if there's a good waypoint, you can override these values right here. Like if I wanted this to be 230, I could go 230/ and then 6359 and then click this button to paste it in here. So you can change those speeds and altitudes. Just like if I wanted to skip a leg, what I can do is I can select the one I want and that'll put that value into the scratch pad and then you paste it into the current one. So like right now we could go straight to Reenup. I don't want to do it because I might mess it up, but click this one, click that one, and it'll put that route up as the current one. Okay. So let's go back to auto. Okay, we got our ILS dialed back in. Our courses are in. Let's go through our descent checklist. So we want to put our descent altitude in. So we want, I think, 4,100. Check for now. We want to set the start switches to continuous. Left and right. Fasten seatbelt signs on below 15,000. And then landing lights on at 10. So they also have this little thing here you can do. Now something that's on this list that isn't on the other one. Might be on more on approach though. Is we want to arm the speed brake and we want to set the auto brake. So we can go ahead and do that. Go 3 maybe. I'm not going to check this off yet though, because I may use the speed brake in the descent and then I'm maybe use that to double check it. Where'd that come on? Okay. Unfortunately, you can't just descend without getting dinged by air traffic control.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 contact Piarco Center on 12 tree. 7. Good day.
Going to 12 tree. 7 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Piarco Center Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208 is at FL Tree 80 climbing FL Tree 90.
Boeing Delta Sierra
And
Tango
we're gonna get dinged.
208 Piarco Center radar contact continue.
We started our descent. One thing we can do, no we can't. And we can see we're on the descent path here. Now the FMC is commanding a speed of 254 knots for the descent, but in this configuration it can't slow down. So what we can do is give it a little bit of spoilers. That'll help it slow down to its target speed.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, you are 5,500 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain FL Tree 90.
Climb and maintain
Sure.
FL Tree 90 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
thing you can watch for is if it starts speeding up the throttle, then you've got too much spoilers in. But we can back off here a little bit now. Just kind of watch our speed. And unfortunately, the missions are extremely strict on being below 250 knots, below 10,000 feet. So the plane by default is not. It'll often be slightly over. So I find I have to do speed intervention and slow down below 250 before I get to...
Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Yeah, you should have already given me a descent though. Maybe they need to add a request for descent or something.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Wish they'd fix this too. So we are all set for approach. Once we get down.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Wilco, not. Okay, we're looking for testing. Yep, okay. Looking for 15,000 feet.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
I'm just gonna go ahead and turn them on. I think they're already on. Auto. Alright, this has been a...
Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
What's annoying is you can't even change the frequency and get rid of... They find you wherever you are. Okay, just refresh on our approach here. 40 degrees flaps, 138 knots. We want to come in about 10 knots higher than that, so 148.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
I would if I wasn't like almost to the airport. We still got like 20,000 feet to descend. And just so I don't forget, I'm gonna go ahead and dial this back. Give it time to slow down, and we need to remember we've got our speed brake out a little
Boeing
bit.
Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Okay, you're gonna have to give up at some point. Now if I put 1 notch of flaps, I'm below 250, and I should be able to put one, actually like up to 5, right? So if I do that, and then set that back to armed, that's a lot of throttle for
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
I have transition altitude set at 18,000, so I'm going to switch back to our regular setting. And then usually, I guess we would tune in ATIS or whatever and get the current barometer setting, but I'm just going to set it. Wow. I should probably dial it in slowly so it doesn't do that.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Waiting on 10,000 here to turn our landing lights on.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Are we still... sim rate up a little bit.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90.
Expediting my descent, actually. Thinks all the same.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, please expedite your climb. FL Tree 90. Passing 10,000 feet.
Alright, there's 10,000 feet. We will turn on our landing lights and begin approach. Altimeter set. Approach altitude set. We're good for now. Final course set 105. ILS is set.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, you are tree 0 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 10 approach via Curry transition. Cleared to Curry. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, you are 28 miles west of Piarco. Contact Piarco Tower on 12 tree. 7 when inbound on the approach.
Descend and maintain 6,800 feet. Expect ILS runway 10 approach via Curry transition. Clear to Curry. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208. Tower on 12 tree. 7 Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Okay, we're gonna start slowing down more.
Piarco Tower, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, 24 miles west inbound ILS runway 10 approach. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, Piarco Tower. QNH 1012 cleared, ILS runway 10 approach. Cleared ILS runway 10 approach. Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Okay, we got 3 greens. Taxi lights are auto. We're good there. See, we want 158 to start with. Then we'll start. So we want to get to 30 degrees flaps out. So we need to be below 175. Okay, we should be making a left turn coming up here. Then we'll slow down to 148 once we get more or less on final. We have DME indication on our VOR, but we want to get, you know, more onto a final approach before we activate it. So we're watching our speed, our descent rate. 4,100, and then we're going to go down to 1,400. And by 1,400, we should be on the approach. Probably well before there, because I think we'd be at 1,400 about here. 16 nautical miles. Okay, to confirm, we got speed brake armed. 3 greens. We're getting our flaps down. We've already got our gear out. See if we can go approach mode. All right, we've got glide slope, VOR localizer. I'm gonna slow down to 148. Oops, 148. Now, where is the runway? It's inland a bit, but I don't have a good visual yet. Kind of foggy today. Nautical miles. We're on the glide slope. Looking good. Don't have a visual on the runway. Reset my position. Get lined back up here in the center. Our go around altitude would be back to 4,100. Getting a little bumpy, 22 knot headwind right now. 7 nautical miles.
Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208, wind 135 at tree. Clear to land, runway 10. Clear to land, runway 10, Boeing Delta Sierra Tango 208.
Okay, we got flare and rollout armed. But because it does this so much and it porpoises, it's not very good at ILS landings. Kind of unfortunate. Alright, we still got a pretty good headwind here. 5 nautical miles. 1,000. I see the runway now. So up here. Don't see the patty lights yet. Man, look at this thing bounce around. I think I might have to take over here.
Sink rate 500. Sink rate 400. Glide slow. Approaching glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. 300. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Okay, there we go.
Minimums.
A little bit off the center line. I'm not very good at this, by the way, if anyone's watching. They're not, but...
100.
There we go.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Stick the landing. There we go. Down. Auto brakes are on. Speed brakes deployed. And now we just reverse thrust. We get down to about 60 or so. And then we can go back to... Now, are we going to get credit for this landing?
Delta Sierra Tango 208, turn next taxiway.
It's got it marked way up there. Should I go up there or should I turn here? See if it'll give it to us. Worst case we get a...
Delta Sierra Tango 208, contact ground on 121.75.
Okay. 12175.
To all passengers, welcome to Piarco International. Local time is 1:14 p.m.
Okay. We'll put our little taxiway cheats up here. Hey, and it's only 1 a.m. Alright. We're going a little fast. I saw a thing about on some of these bigger planes, they have little motorized wheels that they can use for taxiing instead of using the jets. I can definitely see weight and maintenance being an issue with that. Uh-oh. Don't go any faster. I thought it was kind of interesting. Oh, I'm glad this is not a super long taxi. What in the world? Why is there a cow on the runway? Looks weird in this view. I lost where it went. Okay, we're gonna run over the catering truck, I would imagine. Like, how do you want me to get over there? It's a lot of turning, man. Oh yeah, we're supposed to bring our flaps back up and the spoilers down. Yeah, we didn't do our checklist, so we did that, we did that, we did that, we did that. We done that now. Landing lights can go off. Probably should have done that before we taxied. Probe heating off. That's up here. I think it's on auto to start with. No, that would be on. Window heat test. Yeah, that's it, but it doesn't have an off position. And then you're supposed to trim back up, whatever. Start the APU. On, start. Position lights to steady. They already are. We could turn these other ones off, I think. What did we miss? We did that. Parking brake is set. APU gen switch is on. APU bleed, I don't know where that one is already on. Okay. Seatbelts off. Alright, now as soon as we do this one, well, shortly after we do this one, the mission will end. But in theory, there's all these extra steps, but cutoff is there. And that is a successful, finally, 737 mission. Oh, not gonna get a great grade, but maybe a B? No, not even a B. Shameful. Well, we made 12 million credits. Not bad. I guess that would be like 13 or 14 medium cargo missions. I guess that's more per hour. We're gonna lose RIP. Alright, now we can afford another plane. Not a 737, but I think I was looking at maybe doing a medical. I'm gonna do some medical missions, probably in the PC-24. I'm gonna buy a PC-24, except I'm not gonna do it this way. I'm not gonna do it this way. What you wanna do, I think, or one way to do it, I guess. No. So we can go to missions. I went up too far. And then look for, ooh, lots of helicopter missions. We can look for medical missions. Where are the medical missions? I've already got a PC-24 down here doing cargo. I kind of don't want to do that. Where have I seen lots of medical missions? Nope. Um, hmm. Search and rescue in here. But no medical at all. Maybe I don't want to buy a plane for medical missions. Yep, not seeing one. It's hard to know where to pull a plane if you don't have any missions for it. Hmm. I don't suppose search works for like that, does it? No, I think so. One thing I did notice you can do though is you can, if you go to an airport, you go to missions list. Well, this one doesn't have any. Where did we just fly our Jet 2 down here? It was working for this one. There, yeah. So for these, it'll list tons of missions, even though this is, only shows one here. But if you go to the airport missions list, you can find lots of other missions, at least for these 737s. So that's kind of interesting. But we want medical. Just for some variety. Let's search and rescue here. No. I don't, like, you can go to the company and look at that density area, but I don't think this is useful at all. It's winter now, South America, spring, South America, summer, fall. So, I mean, according to this, South America might be decent, but I'm guessing this means more and that means less. So, I don't know, maybe up in Alaska for the South America for the spring though, and some in the winter. I don't know, I'm gonna wait till I see some missions though. What else we got? Fire. I don't think I want to do fire. Yeah, I don't want to do fire. I need more money for the bigger plane anyway. And then aerial, I don't want to do. I don't like either of those helicopters. What did we get in charter? I know at some point they're gonna fix VIP charter. We could either do like a CJ4 or the PC24. And I haven't flown this one really at all. Well, I guess I'm gonna hang on to my money then until I can find the missions I want. So, good night all.